Matiang'i, kwa maoni yangu ya kibinafsi, ingekuwa vyema kama angesimama kivyake. Mpaka sasa hivi Wakenya wanamshikanisha na former president Uhuru Kenyatta. Umenielewa eh? Anaonekana kama anaunganishwa. Anaonekana kutembea sako kwa bako na former president Uhuru Kenyatta. Hajajitokeza kama a man ambaye ni mwanamume kivyake.
Ladies and gentlemen, conversations are all over that Dr. King Fred Matiang'i is now getting to the Jubilee party officially, and probably might be given a position there right now. I had done a video before and told you that there are disadvantages and advantages of Dr. King Fred Matiang'i joining the Jubilee party. On this particular video here, I want to take you through on some of the things that Dr. King Fred Matiang'i must be ready to face or do the moment he is declared officially tomorrow that is going to be a Jubilee member, maybe holding a certain position, or maybe is going to be supported by the Jubilee party come 2027. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, please kindly take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that I've started doing interviews one by one. I want you guys to suggest the guests that you want me to bring on board. Apart from that, if you're within Nakuru, feel free to hit me up so that we can have one-on-one with you on my channel. I'll appreciate. My number is always here for those who support the channel. Feel free. That's the M-Pesa number. Let me dive in without much wasting of time, ladies and gentlemen. What are some of these things that Dr. King Fred Matiang'i must be able to engage in immediately is declared either to get to Jubilee party or he will be supported by the Jubilee party in 2027? Number one, he must tame two people, Jeremiah Kioni and Ngunjiri Wambugu.
Ladies and gentlemen, nimeona picha zikienea za Fred Matiang'i, a principal in the United Opposition, akiwa kwa mkutano na Kameko Kale Kanyeri na akina Jeremiah Kioni, wale wa Jubilee. Nataka niseme haya ni maoni yangu. Mimi kama mfuasi wa DCP and a person who believes in our party leader Rigathi Gachagua, I do not find it okay ya kwamba Fred Matiang'i, you are dining with the same people ambao wanaamuka kutoka asubuhi baka jioni wanatadika our party leader ambaye una expect akusupport in the United Opposition.
Ngunjiri Wambugu is a member of parliament, former member of parliament of Nyeri Town. And Jeremiah Kioni is the current Secretary General of Jubilee Party. These two people are seriously against Rigathi Gachagua. And Rigathi Gachagua is part of the opposition leaders, key opposition leaders who might be presidential candidates. Apart from that, Rigathi Gachagua is now the current leader of the Mount Kenya region, and that most of the people of Mount Kenya are listening to him. So in a nutshell, Rigathi Gachagua might be having his weaknesses, but the fact is right now the de facto leader of the Mount Kenya people. He protects them, he speaks their language, a serious campaigner, and he understands the Kenyan politics. So if Dr. King Fred Matiang'i does not stop these two gentlemen from constantly attacking Rigathi Gachagua, then that will lead to a serious fallout within the opposition. And that will weaken Dr. King Fred Matiang'i. What I feel strongly is this. Dr. King Fred Matiang'i should not have any conflict with Rigathi Gachagua, because when things will go south, Rigathi Gachagua will be brought on board. Or I believe that even if they go to the ballot, Rigathi Gachagua might beat Dr. King Fred Matiang'i with his team, or Matiang'i can also be able to beat them. But in a scenario where we don't have a first round win and we have a runoff, Rigathi Gachagua will be key. So if you don't create the relationship now, it's done. So therefore, it's ideal that we have Dr. King Fred Matiang'i tame these people. I'm saying this because I've been seeing the interviews that Ngunjiri Wambugu has been making. Most of them are against, not actual government, but against Gachagua. When he was heading, because I saw his clothing, when he was heading to the Jubilee meeting, I believe so, with the Matiang'i and the other Jubilee members, he was wearing the same shirt that I saw in the pictures. And this guy, in that particular journey to where Matiang'i was, he was actually attacking Rigathi Gachagua following his interview that he had made on the local channel.
I think Gachagua has gone crazy. I listened to him. Of course he's angry, of course he's bitter. You could see that come out of that show.
So I feel strongly that Dr. King Fred Matiang'i has to tame these people for him to appear to be friendly or an ally to the other opposition leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, the other thing that I noted is also that Jeremiah Kioni has also been against Rigathi Gachagwa's leadership. For heaven's sake, they slept on their job. When they were given the chance to give leadership to Raila Amolo Odinga and probably take over Mount Kenya, they slept on their job. Rigathi Gachagua beat them, and that's how they lost the mountain. So this time, it's high time they respect now Rigathi Gachagua that is in charge and do their politics as Jubilee, but without attacking Rigathi Gachagua. So please, tame Jeremiah Kioni. Ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I have to tell you is that Dr. King Fred Matiang'i must be prepared to work very hard and bring in smart people within his team and the Jubilee Party at large. He needs to change the entire operations there. Why? Jubilee Party did not deliver the Mount Kenya votes when it comes to the even members of parliament. They had a few than the new party of the UDA. Rigathi Gachagua was able to beat them, and they got more members of parliament than Jubilee from the Mount Kenya region. So if they happen that now they are going to go with Jubilee again in another general election, Jubilee that was beaten can be beaten again if same things are done in the same way. So therefore, Dr. King Fred Matiang'i, if he cannot change entirely the leadership there, let him change the way things are done so that they can be able to get more support in Mount Kenya and the rest of the country. Jubilee did not deliver in any front. In any front. Let's go to propaganda. They were beaten by William Ruto by far. Selling the candidate across the country, they were beaten by William Ruto by far. When it comes to the issue of delivery of members of parliament, William Ruto beat them by far, because the entire country, I think they have not more than 25 members of parliament. That is disappointing. Especially getting that Uhuru Kenyatta is the leader of that party. So Matiang'i has to change the leadership and everything there. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you is this. Dr. King Fred Matiang'i now must be prepared to deal with some problems. I said in another video that the moment he makes a mistake or maybe makes the decision to join the Jubilee Party, there's a likelihood that there are problems that he will attract, that he'll have to start dealing with them with right from now all the way to the end of the elections. And one problem that he has to deal with right now and be prepared to face is the fact that he will be called the project of Uhuru Kenyatta. Seriously.
Ni kama tu amependekezwa na Uhuru Kenyatta, former president. Anaonekana kama mtu aliyependekezwa na Uhuru Kenyatta. Sasa chama cha Jubilee ndio kinamshikanisha kabisa na Uhuru Kenyatta. Kuna makosa kisiasa ukiwa mtu wa aina hiyo ambaye unaonekana kama ambaye umeshikanishwa na mtu fulani. Umenielewa Kwa sababu makosa ya yule bwana yote utakuwa unaekelewa pia wewe.
And that will seriously bring him down. I'm telling you, Kenyans hate someone who's being called a project. So Dr. King Fred Matiang'i will spend his interviews to convince Kenyans that I am not a project of Uhuru Kenyatta. I am not coming to continue the bad things that are happening within the Jubilee administration. It will take a lot of time for him to explain to Kenyans this and that to clear his name. To clear his name. And let me tell you this. This issue of the party is a problem. Listen to this.
Watu utasema kwamba wanataka kuendeleza. Kuna wengine wanafikiria kwamba ikiwa atakuwa rais, ataongoza yeye ama ataongoza former president Uhuru Kenyatta. Umeelewa? Ikiwa atakuwa rais, itakuwa ni yeye anaongoza ama itakuwa ni former president Uhuru Kenyatta amerudi mamlakani akiwa na sura ya Matiang'i.
Licha tu ya kwamba ni anatumia chama cha Jubilee.
Unanielewa? So kuna hayo makosa. Ingekuwa vizuri kama Matiang'i angesimama na chama chake kivyake.
Apart from that, many Kenyans, when I see on my comment section, they are asking, why is Dr. King Fred Matiang'i not able to go and start a party and have national leaders, even if it doesn't emerge from Kisii? It gets the national picture immediately. Why doesn't he do that? People are asking these questions. Why is it that it must be Jubilee? So these questions, when they are asked, you realize that people are having various conspiracies which needs to be taken care of. So Dr. King Fred Matiang'i must be ready to deal with the problem of project from now all the way to the elections, if he decides to go with Jubilee. But I also feel he can join Jubilee, then form a coalition, come up with another name, and then push it to the elections. That is also possible. But if it is Jubilee naked like this, I don't think he will be having easy times. Ladies and gentlemen, I also know that now he has to deal with one thing. Gusii region, if he joins Jubilee, he has given Osoro and Simbarati a reason for them to sell the ODM party. They will give a simple narrative. Jubilee is not for the Gusii region. From the Gusii region, I mean. ODM is not from the Gusii region. UDA as well. And now, therefore, they have decided to remain in their respective parties but not join the Gusii people simply because of one simple thing. Dr. King Fred Matiang'i has failed to come up with his own party. So they felt they were not comfortable to go and join the Jubilee party. That is how I believe it will be. And as a result, it will give Osoro, Zair Janda, Japhet Nyakundi, and even someone like Simbarati to campaign seriously for William Ruto in the Gusii region just because of one simple thing, the party. The party. So therefore, these are some of the problems that Dr. Okengo Fred Matiang'i must be prepared to deal with. But however, I know he has very many advisors. I saw someone in the comment section saying, what makes us think that Dr. Okengo Fred Matiang'i does not have advisors to tell him on the same? He has advisors, in fact, very good ones. He himself is very intelligent, and we believe that he's making the right decision. The only thing I want to tell him that in the Kenyan politics, there is no overthinking. You must remain real the way things are. If Kenyans operate this way, go with them. Once you are in the system, then you change things. I don't know what is your take, but in the comment section, feel free to share with me. My name is Abel Mokwa. See you next time for more videos.